While geeks mourn the passing of Stan Lee, I ask, what did he even do? Deadpool 2 goes PG-13 for the Christmas spirit, a trailer talk on Detective Pikachu. I watched all of Netflix's The Haunting of Hill House, and I have some complaints. Also checked out Netflix's SJW Raw, the GoFundMe homeless scam, and in a Patreon exclusive, China has AI news anchors, and could they come to America? Hey, I have a lot to complain about, so let's do this.
The recently canceled podcast with Don Fry.
Hey, how goes it? So, in case you haven't heard, comic book icon Stan Lee passed away a few days back at age 95. 95, a ripe young age. Yeah, but he still had a lot more movie cameos to shoot, the way things are going. I wonder if they got a few of those out early. Like, okay, we've planned this shit out. Like, we can make a generic guy just show up here. We can film you against a green screen and say that you were a conference call in Thor 7 or some shit. Like, these kind of things could go on, right? They could have covered that. Well, Stan Lee, of course, known as the co-creator of many Marvel comic book heroes, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther. Is he co-creator of Captain America? That was a real early one. Like, he shows up in all these Marvel movies, because he's the guy. Hey, we gotta have the cameo from the creator, right? Well, I wonder, what did it really take to be a creator of a character? He didn't draw the characters. Did he write them? From what I've gathered, it's very loose about who did what and how his involvement with Marvel made him the creator. It's almost like saying, hey, this movie, let's make up a movie, okay? We're making up a movie. Christopher Nolan directs The Little Mermaid for Disney and wins an Oscar for Best Director and Best Actor. Well, it goes to someone probably. Anyway, I'm just making some shit up. Now, does the studio executive, do they say they're co-creator of The Little Mermaid? Because if someone's the director of the movie, what did they do? Are they the creator? Oh, but it's an old tale. So who created that? Well, it's unknown. So now do we get to decide who's the creator here? It's a little messed up, isn't it? I don't think that he can be the co-creator. It doesn't make sense to me. We had a recent documentary about this guy who, his name's Bill Finger, and he was shafted out of being co-creator of Batman by Bob Kane. He was like muscled out because Bob Kane had the contract, and he went to this guy, and he contributed so much that it was the fusion of the two that made Batman. Now, from what I've gathered, which my extensive research is very minimal. I don't like doing research. I go on, hey, can I find any facts on this? Nope. Well, then I guess I was right. So there we go. It just kind of seems like Stan Lee is the editor over at Marvel, and because he approved the project, he gets to be co-creator. So you have the starving artist, the starving writer, many times both, working double points there. Hey, you draw it, you write it. And they're like, hey, I want to get this thing in. Okay, fine, we'll print it, but I'm going to be co-creator also because I approved it. Okay, fine. I saw snippets of an interview. Somebody deleted this post on Twitter, so now I can't find this shit. And, of course, citation on the internet's vague. I believe it was either Steve Ditko, could be mispronouncing that shit, or Jack Kirby. And they were asked what was Stan Lee's contribution, and it's like, oh, he didn't write anything. Like, he didn't do anything. Are we to believe that these guys, they want to take sole credit that wasn't deserved? I mean, that's a possibility. But I can't find any evidence of Stan Lee drawing shit. I can't find evidence of him writing stuff. When I see these obits about what he brought to the characters, it's like, oh, well, he gave flaws to Spider-Man. Before Stan Lee shows up, superheroes are entirely perfect. Stan Lee gets on the scene, gets some power, and it's like, hey, these guys have flaws. They have a backstory where they're vulnerable. Even as a hero, they have obstacles to overcome. Spider-Man, the poor superhero. Okay, so he told them to do that. Is that enough to be co-creator? I mean, by this extension, somebody's secretary could be co-creator, right? If you want to find something in which Stan Lee is the sole creator, look no further than Stripperella. Okay, also want to mention here, while we're on the topic of comic book related stuff, and particularly the movies, Deadpool 2 is getting that PG-13 re-release just in time for Christmas. They're calling this Once Upon a Deadpool, and it's going to have an additional framing device in which Fred Savage reprises his character from The Princess Bride, a movie written by a guy who just died today, as my recording on this on Friday. Timely enough. As I'm thinking about Princess Bride, boom, Princess Bride guy dies. I'm kind of surprised his name was trending up on Twitter. What's his last name? Goldman? I mean, it was like, do people really know who this guy is for long enough to be sustained over the course of several hours of top trending topic, without being a shooter of some kind? It's kind of surprising. I haven't seen Deadpool. I haven't seen Deadpool 2. I know that Grace Randolph made a push for a PG-13 Deadpool. I don't know what she was thinking, but then again, she's not intelligent, so why should I know what she's thinking if it is anything at all? I have to wonder, what is the slate for the holiday season at this point? We don't have a Star Wars movie. For the first time in several years, we don't have the Star Wars movie out there to get money at Christmas time. Is it possible that Once Upon a Deadpool is that big Christmas movie? Even if people have already seen Deadpool 2, is this a way to get you guys to go see a movie twice? Oh, well, it's a little bit different. Okay, fine, I'll go see it again. Because you have people who are apparently so brain damaged from the marijuana that they have to go see Star Wars 10 times because they can't recall what the hell happened the 9th time they saw it. Is a little bit of difference in your movie enough to get you to go again?